What are human rights? Are those rights the same everywhere? For everyone? For generations, we struggled with these questions. Then Eleanor Roosevelt and the United Nations set out to answer them.
Recognition of the inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world.
As we emerged from World War II, a conflict that killed tens of millions and left millions more with nowhere to go, Eleanor Roosevelt became chairperson of the newly formed United Nations Commission on Human Rights. "We won the war," she said. "Now we need to work to win the peace."
Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security.
She saw the possibility for international standards for human rights in the post-war world, but also the need to act quickly as Cold War tensions grew between the United States and Soviet Union.
Everyone has the right to freedom of thought and religion.
18 countries took part in the first Commission on Human Rights. They sent experts on law, legislation, religion, and philosophy who asked questions like, what are human rights? What is personhood? And what comes first, the rights of the individual or the interest of the community?
Everyone has the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty.
With so many different backgrounds and beliefs in the room, finding common ground proved difficult. Eleanor Roosevelt needed all of her diplomatic skill to keep the group making progress. Meeting after meeting, for over 2 years, they hammered out 7 drafts of the new document. And like any good diplomat, she knew that often the toughest problems get resolved outside the room.
Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression.
When the United Nations General Assembly voted on the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in December 1948, not a single nation opposed it. The room applauded Eleanor Roosevelt, who smiled while she famously continued her knitting.
Everyone has the right to peaceful assembly.
Since the Declaration passed, critics have argued that it's idealistic because it's non-binding, that it forces Western ideas on the world as a new form of colonialism, and that the great powers manipulate it for purposes of propaganda, all while repression of freedoms and atrocities still make the news.
Everyone has the right to seek asylum from persecution.
But the Declaration has profoundly impacted human rights worldwide, influencing the language of national constitutions, laws, and more than 70 human rights treaties. Eleanor Roosevelt called it a living document, part of an ongoing effort throughout our lives and the lives of our children to improve human rights.
Everyone has the right to education.
It's through our own education that each generation can answer the question, what are human rights? And continue to advance them for everyone. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, we have to decide whether it's worth the effort, and that requires character and courage and conviction.
Fitting that here tonight should be the person who's been the leader in this movement, assisted though she has been by many others, the person who was raised to even greater honour, so great a name. I refer, of course, to Mrs. Roosevelt, the delegate of the United States.